Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. club. It's 10 o'clock, it's morning tea time, so I'm just going to go for a walk and talk. It's a glorious autumn day, sun's out, gentle breeze, and not too cold, not too hot. Absolutely love this time of year. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go through a book summary, and the book summary is entitled It's All in Your Head. It's All in Your Head, and it's written by Russ. Russ, who's a rapper. So just mixing it up a bit, we've got a rapper here who's written a book, and it's entitled It's All in Your Head. So I guess one of the kick-off points in this book is a quote from the author, and it's a relatively deep one and quite profound one for each and every one of us to contemplate. And what he says here is that it's only in the middle of adversity that you discover who you truly are. So for those people who are trying to find themselves, and I guess we've all had turns, and we'll all continue to have turns at discovering who we are. What Russ is suggesting is that God gives us a gift, and that gift is the gift of suffering, the gift of adversity, where we can spend some time of reflection and introspection to try and assess and discover who we really are. So what a wonderful, wonderful message from somebody who you probably wouldn't expect to hear a message like that from, but it just goes to show you just never know where you're going to find that gold nugget. And each book, each person has a story, and as we learn, each person's story is unique, and each person's story is special, and we do have a lot of things in common when it's all said and done across the board, because life gives us all an opportunity to get a taste of the full spectrum, and to I guess live a full life. And a full life is one which has joy, it has sadness, it has salt, it has pepper, it has sweetness, and it has bitterness. So let's kick off here and just find out a little bit more about what Russ is on about. So the first formal point to come out of this book is that you will reach your dreams if you have unwavering self-confidence in your vision. Once again, quite profound. You've got to have self-confidence in your vision. It doesn't matter if everybody else is confident about your vision. The most important thing is for you to be confident about your vision. And especially at times when we have absolutely no proof that what we think and what we're doing is going to lead anywhere or is going to gain any success, because it's just the way life is. You've got to do the hard yards first, and there's no guarantee that you'll get to the good times and the success and the fame and the fortune, but you do it anyway because it's your calling, and it's something that drives you and gets you up early in the morning and keeps you up late at night. But Russ here reminds us that we need to be persistent and work towards our dreams with a passion, with a drive, which only we can control, and only we can ignite and keep it tempered and keep it bubbling along, so to speak. So what Russ did is early in the piece is he had his vision, he was confident in his vision, But he leveraged his vision using social media. He shared his vision on social media, which is a relatively new platform when he was making his debut. And through social media, he was able to gain the momentum, which was able to give him the leg up and the advantage that he was looking for. But Russ goes on to tell us and to remind us that if you want to accomplish something that's big, you've got to envision what it feels like. So you've got to basically get there before you actually arrive there. So it's all about building momentum, building feeling, building the passion, and you've got to go to it and live it now, even though you're not really there yet. As they say in the classics, you basically got to fake it until you make it. But it's through faking it that you develop further passion and further momentum. Because the second point in this book that Russ suggests to us is that success comes to those who constantly work on what they love. And if you don't love it, by constantly working on it, sooner or later you will learn to love it, and you will learn to not be able to live without it, I guess is an important point. And not to get disappointed, not to have high expectations early on in the piece, even though to live with passion, but to give it all the time, regardless of whether or not you're getting the outcomes that you think you deserve. What Russ was telling us in his book is that at their first performance, or at his first performance, he only had 40 people there. But he makes a very valid point. He says, it doesn't matter to me if there are 40 there, if there are 4 there, or if there are 40,000 there. I will give it everything I've got. A true performer doesn't count the number in the audience and just looks for the opportunity to express themselves and to get out there and to do their thing and to give it everything. So a really powerful point for all of us to remember that every single day, every single thing that we do, we need to do it with passion, and we need to give it everything, and not just give it whatever we think it deserves based on the number of people that we have in the audience or sitting in the seats. So the key message is to put your heart into it regardless of the numbers. Put your heart in it regardless of the numbers, and to understand that most people never get to do what they love because they get caught up in the limitations and the fears, and most importantly, the fear of failure, and they never get started, or they never get over that initial hump, so to speak. Russ, I guess like most young people, echoes a very important point for us as parents and grandparents, uncles and aunts, carers and mentors to understand. He says that the biggest critics in our lives are our family and friends, the ones who claim to be realists. But he puts us on notice, saying that you're not helping those by being too much of a realist, because each and every person has a different life, has a different future, has a different fate. And what we mustn't do is we mustn't pour cold water on people's dreams just because we haven't achieved it, just because we haven't seen people in our social circle achieve it, doesn't mean that a person with the passion, the drive, the talent can't achieve it for themselves. So the best advice for all of us, is to simply support those people who have a dream, who have a passion, and not get in their way, but to be the wind beneath their wings, the wave beneath their board, and the zephyr bellowing their sails to help them keep going, keep moving, and keep learning. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to be successful, you're going to have to silence the voices. You have to silence the voices inside of your head, which are keeping you back, and you're going to have to silence the voices of those around you who are keeping you strangled and buried beneath the ground. And you need to keep the focus, according to Russ, and to take continual, not just one, but continual leaps of faith, knowing that every jump you make, you will find a bottom. You'll find the ground. It might not be where you expect it to be, but it will allow you to progress. It'll be another stepping stone in your path that you need to take, and you just need to build momentum, maintain momentum, and just keep moving, and don't stop or slow down for anything or anyone. So Russ finishes off by saying that you can accomplish even your biggest aspirations by believing and working hard. Need to put in the work, and regardless of the rewards and the recognition, because it's going to start off with limited recognition. It's going to start off with limited rewards. You're not going to get a feel for how successful or how big you're going to be, but that's the beauty of it. One day, potentially, the switch may flick, and all your dreams come pouring in. All the fruit get harvested from your bountiful harvest. So put in the work regardless of the outcomes, but knowing that each lesson, each failure, each opportunity will present itself along the way, and knowing that the only way we improve is through action and through making mistakes, and we need to model ourselves on the others around us, the ones who have made the mistakes, who have shrugged their shoulders and just kept on going when others would have given up and taking it easy. The last point coming from this book is a very interesting one, because Russ learned that albums, usually the first song on an album is the one that's the most popular, and the best song, the one that makes a difference. So he capitalized on this, and rather than make albums with lots of songs, he made albums with just one song. He made one song albums, which became bestsellers. So there you go, we've learned something new, which is quite interesting from a marketing perspective. So let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I am well, and I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, stay reasonable. And most importantly, let's take some lessons from Russ, from his book entitled It's All in Your Head, Russ the Rapper. And I think that's about it for today. So I look forward to coming to you again from a different location with a different message, a message of empowerment, where we can live, learn and pass it on, where we can grow, where we can have shared experiences and help each other get through this thing called life. Wishing you all the best, and make the most of this beautiful autumn day. It's a glorious day, and we'll chat again shortly. Yasas, bye for now. Gifilakya. Cheerio.